Um, Yesterday, when I was sharing about carrying that water because we didn't have water, we didn't have plumbing growing up, and having to walk, a mile to get the water. Going back to that, I think of my father who planted, who had a garden every year, and I remember he would always collect the rainwater. He'd have those barrels of rainwater to use to plant, to water his garden. It's those kinds of things that we need to go back to. Just those little things, saving that rainwater to protect our medicines, our plants, our trees. Just a couple of weeks ago, I was fortunate to go home Easter weekend, and I hadn't been home to spend time like I did when I was young in the sugar bush. And I was able to stay there all night for 2 nights on a Friday night on Easter weekend. I had my nephew who was been there for 3 weeks trying to make syrup for the family, for other people in the community. And so I knew he was going to be there that night, so I spent that whole night with him. And then in the morning I had my son relieve us. And then that second night, again, to relieve my nephew, we were able to stay there again because it takes, hours upon hours for that, to make that syrup. We only tapped 70 trees, and then the little bit of help that we got from our nieces, nephews, collecting the sap. It just reminded me when I was young that I used to sleep in that sugar shack and then go to school the next day. I remember those. So we have to go back to the old ways and to bring our children up. When I moved here to the Quartus, Peterborough, I came to babysit for my older sister, and then I went to school. So I lived in Peterborough for over 10 years, and I had to raise my children up in the city. But I always made sure that I took them home to where I came from. We went home maybe every weekend sometimes, just to visit our family, to know who they are. We need to know, our children need to know where they come from, how they were brought up. They need to know those things. So with that, I brought up my children, and we would travel to many powwows, to many ceremonies, so that way they have the cultural, the traditions. And so today, I'm pretty proud of my son who picked up those ways. And so right now he's out there. He had to drive to Whitby, and he'll be back later on here this evening to MC and to hoop dance. And so I want to say, we need to do that. We need to protect the plant world for those medicines. We need to learn, we need to go back to learn those medicines, what the plants are for. And a few years ago, I was fortunate to learn a little bit more of those plants in this area. And my great uncle, Sam Osawamick, he used to pick those plants. And my great uncle Hector Shawaja, and he too was, he knew all those herbs. So within the last few years here, I've been learning a little bit of the plants and sharing them, you know, with my children for those medicines that we need to make, and instead of depending on the pharmacy, we can use our own medicines to teach, to gather, to heal ourselves. We need to go back to the old ways.